Hello everybody and welcome! My name is Ketchup
And I am Mustard.
and you're watching the ESL Premiership Roundup powered by Windows 10 and omened by HP.
So this week already marks the start of this season of the Premiership. For Counter-Strike Global Offensive, we've already seen Heinz UK take on CAS Esports and FM Esports face off against NOTB in some really good set of games.
Yeah, it was definitely really enjoyable to watch. However, ultimately it did come down to a couple of 2-0s. Heinz UK taking it over CAS Esports. Second game was pretty close, but FM Esports very dominantly taking it over NOTB. But let's take more of an in-depth look over how those games went. When it comes to Heinz UK versus CAS Esports, we went into Mirage for map number 1. Heinz UK were definitely able to dominantly take control in a 4-16 victory.
His tagging reason goes down to 24 HP. Cryptix finishes everything off, and not just the round, but the game as well.
When we went into the second game, we found ourselves on Dust 2. Things definitely looked a lot closer for CAS, Windansky putting in a ton of work for his team, along with a couple of really morale-boosting moments, such as a really clutch triple kill from Reason in round number 24.
Together, Mole will actually get the better of Jacob, and it all falls onto Reason. This is going to be so awkward, but he's doing a great job. 2 frags already. Needs to try and get the hat-trick to win the round here. Mole pushes in, and he finds it. The headshot takes him down and keeps CAS alive and ticking.
Ultimately, even though we went down to around 30, Heinz were able to secure the win and finish that second map off 14-16.
As for NOTB versus FM Esports, the first game took us to Cobblestone. We once again had an extremely dominant performance that gave us deja vu with another 16-4 result. In Game 2, things were once again looking closer between the two teams, but in quite stylish fashion, Pulse secured himself a triple kill in round number 26, taking the second map for FM Esports 10 rounds to 16.
But unfortunately, Lumji's going to be taken down by Pulse. Pulse gets all 3, finishes the game off in style.
So that's it for half of this week's games. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at what else happened in this week's group stages. Here is Dan Gaskin to fill you in on the rest of the action.
Endpoint looked to continue their form after a strong qualification process against Royals UK in their first match of the Premiership. Facing off on Train to begin with, Endpoint cruised into an early lead after taking the pistol, and they continued to show resilience in rounds like this one, where IMI and SEO were able to overturn a 2 versus 5 situation. Royals UK were able to chain a few rounds together off the back of some awkward buy rounds for Endpoint. However, an impressive 4K from Luzza gave Endpoint an end-of-half boost, which helped them go on and win Train 16-8. The teams moved across to Cash for their second game, and Royals UK took the first pistol, but an early force from Endpoint would catch Royals off guard. Whilst Royals did look a little bit more comfortable on Cash, and they did have some impressive CT holds thanks to particular displays of skill from CRMJ, they eventually did struggle. A fairly close game hit its turning point during the second half. Endpoint successfully taking an eco round against Royals, thanks to some fancy pistol work from SEO. Endpoint's CT side would ultimately be too strong for Royals to break through, and they took the map 16-11. Elsewhere, Impulse started well thanks to a 3K from Cynic during the opening pistol round. Unfortunately for Impulse, however, their impressive start was very much short-lived, as Fish123 completely wiped the floor with them, storming back into the game with an impressive 16-3 victory. Cash would be the second map of the series in which Impulse once again came out of the blocks hot. But Fish123, as before, would not let that faze them. 5 rounds on the bounce had them finding their confidence displayed in the previous game, but following this tie, the game went very back and forth, and neither team could take a significant lead. That was until the 20th round, when Impulse superbly held B site. This would be the lift Impulse needed, and they continued their CT strength by taking the second map 16-10. So both teams would walk away with 1 point in the league, and Fish123 ultimately will be wondering what went wrong after such a dominating Game 1.
So early wins, they're really important, no doubt about it. But with week 1, there's a lot of work to do.
Well, there's still just so many games left to go, right? I mean, this is so early in the Premiership this season that these guys know weeks in advance who they're going to be playing, you know, and how they're going to be doing. They're going to watch each other's games and, you know, move on through the season. But it is nice to get those wins in early on. It does give you that confidence. It does give you that safety net, if you will, which should hopefully make them feel a little bit better moving on into the rest of the season. But only time will tell.
That's it from us. This has been the ESL Premiership Roundup, powered by Windows 10 and omened by HP. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.